So how do I begin with this? I am 26, and shortly before my grandma died last year she changed me to the executor of her estate. My grandma became enraged, rightly or wrongly, at my mom, aunts, and uncle, and basically at the 11th hour rewrote her considerable estate go to my generation, myself, sister, and cousins, and one great-grandkid, who I call niece, because I truly don't understand all the removed stuff, so split evenly 6 ways. The condition was if the person was not through college, their share had to be spent on education first, otherwise, I would keep it in a trust until they turned 27. The stipulation was as well that the person had to have a 3.5 GPA to get it for school, if not they had to get their grades up or wait until 27. I really hope this is making sense. Basically, under no circumstances do any of the cousins or great-grandkid not get their money, or do I get to keep it long-term. My cousin and her daughter, niece to me, came asking me for the money so she can make payments to the University of Arizona so she can start next week. Either they didn't know or didn't care about the GPA requirement, because when I asked to see her report card from her last semester, it showed me she all but failed her last semester. I don't even know how she graduated because she had something like a 1.2 GPA. I asked her how she got into U of A and she said she didn't really know or care, she just was ready to get to school to party. I basically said no, that this was not even remotely the stipulations of my grandma's will, and that I will be happy to give her the money for the spring semester if she gets her grades up to a 3.5 this fall. That's when all hell broke loose. My mom, aunts, and uncle already see me as a target because they are resentful of being written out of the will. My sister and one cousin are fine because they've already gotten their share, but my other 2 cousins and niece have started circulating emails that I'm running my own version of Scott's Tots because I'm taking away money that was promised for education. There's also an undertone that I'm keeping the other 3 people's money so I can save it for myself if they don't go to college. No amount of explanation is helping. I've tried to tell them that under no circumstances can I keep their shares. If they don't go to school, they get the money when they turn 27, no questions asked. No one wants to hear this from me, and everyone wants me to give my niece the money independent of her grades, and I imagine my other 2 cousins will see this as a precedent, so they get their money well before they turn 27. There is really nothing stopping me from doing it. I write all the checks from the trust, and while it may not be in line with the will, no one is really going to question what I'm doing. I have to admit all the pressure is getting to me, especially the Scott's Tots thing, because I don't want to be seen like that. Would I be the idiot if I withhold my niece's money for school until she gets her grades up? If you intentionally disregard the terms of the will, you could be held liable for breach of your fiduciary duty as trustee. If it makes it any easier, I would pay a lawyer a small consultation fee to review everything and provide a professional opinion on such a distribution in letter form. If you send your family such a letter you will be very well protected legally. I would also suggest having a third-party wealth management firm manage the undistributed trust money to insulate yourself from any accusations of foul play. Not the idiot. You are following your grandmother's wishes. And in a sense, you are saving your niece from wasting her inheritance by failing out of college. A middle ground, however, could be to agree in good faith to pay her fall semester from her trust, with the idea that she needs to get her grades up to the required level. If she fails, then to revoke the money for the spring semester. Basically, this will give her a chance to take college seriously given real consequences if she does not. Not the idiot. OP, this money doesn't belong to them, it belongs to your grandmother. They did not earn it, they did not work for it, it is a gift with stipulations. She died and left instructions which are to be followed as if she were alive and enforcing them herself. Your niece did not follow the instructions, she did not meet the requirements, so tell her to get her crap together with her grades, or be prepared to wait until she's 27, and tell the rest to back off with their childish crap. We've got twins, Sarah and Side. They're 14 and entering high school this year. For clothes shopping, I decided I'd just give them some money and let them buy whatever they want with minimal oversight. I told them both I'd give them $300 now and another $300 for winter. My idea is they're old enough to budget and make these kinds of decisions for themselves. They can spend the money online or at the mall, whatever they want. So they both said they wanted to go to the mall and I went with them. I wanted to just let them loose, but my 2 14-year-olds walking around with $600 didn't sit well with me. We had a few conversations about the most efficient way to do this. Figure out what you need and what you want. Find out the stores you want to shop at, get an idea about their prices, then when we get to them I'll do a walkthrough at all of these stores and find out what kind of deals they have and what items you want. Then go back, try crap on, and buy what you like. Said took my advice well. He went into a few stores and found the ones that had the best deals that he wanted. He bought 3 pairs of pants for $100, 5 shirts for $100, then a pair of Vans on clearance for $30. He had money left over so he bought a video game. Sarah kinda just casually shopped through the stores and bought what she liked. All of the prices were reasonable so I didn't say much. She actually ended up with about 2x the amount of clothes plus accessories Said did. But Sarah started complaining that it wasn't enough money to get everything she needed. I told her then she can return some stuff and buy what she needed somewhere else. She said no, what she already bought is stuff she needs so that wouldn't help. I said oh well, them's the breaks. You gotta budget better and prioritize. She'll get more money in a couple of months. She was unhappy. When we got home Sarah cried to my wife, she complained that it's unfair her and Said get the same amount because girls have more needs when it comes to clothes than boys. She points out that she had to spend $50 just on underwear while Said paid $0. I actually demanded they both spend $30 to buy socks and underwear that I paid for personally, separate from the $300. Why does a 14-year-old girl need to spend $80 on underwear? Obviously, she already has underwear and I'm giving her more money in a few months. I would just buy her more underwear if she really needed it anyway. Both wife and Sarah insist that Said can just pretty much wear the same crap every day and no one would care. But as a girl, she needs at least 2 weeks worth of unique outfits plus matching accessories. It's not about spending the same amount on both kids, it's about spending enough to put them on the same social level. I'm not sure if that's true. No idiots here, but price good bras and then tell me a girl doesn't need to pay $50 on under things. Plus women's clothes typically do cost more than the equivalent for men and men's clothes are often sturdier. So your daughter might have needed replacement items that her brother did not. There can even be tax differences depending on where you live. In Massachusetts, men's belts are considered a necessity and there's no sales tax. Women's belts are considered fashion items and there is sales tax. You're the idiot. Women do in fact need and wear far more underwear than men. Bras are not cheap, sports bras are not cheap, and yeah, you usually do need different underwear depending on your outfit. $80 would get me a bra and like 3 pairs of underwear, if that. So your wife and daughter are not wrong. Women's clothing often does cost more as well. Equal doesn't always means everyone gets the same. It means everyone gets what they need. Your son got everything and then some for $300. Your daughter shopped well and still couldn't make it happen. No idiots here. I think you're misunderstanding your wife and daughter. I don't know how much men spend on underwear, but as a teenage girl who can't afford expensive stuff but doesn't like cheap Walmart stuff either, I can tell you that bras are often around $30 to $60 each, and personally I spent $30 for a set of 10 good quality undies. Compare these numbers to what teenage boys spend as you will, but do note that she's probably going to have to spend at least 3 times what your son is spending on underwear alone. My girlfriend has gained a bit of weight recently which I absolutely do not mind, but she is very insecure about. She doesn't want to make love unless it's completely dark and sometimes goes as far to insist she wears a shirt during, won't go out shopping, and has taken to just ordering her clothing online and won't sit down and eat a meal with me half the time. I've tried little things to try to make her feel better, like telling her her bum looks amazing right now, that she's looking radiant, and that I love her no matter what sort of size she is, and that won't change. It seems to help somewhat, but she's still quite down, so I thought I should make more of an effort to try to make her feel wanted. I decided I should set up a cheesy night for us both to see if it helped and set out some candles, got a nice bouquet of flowers, got busy in the kitchen, and prepared her a surprise dinner of her favorite foods. She actually really liked it, was a lot more smiley than usual, and even sat down and ate with me for once. It was all going well, but after dessert, she started to comment about how she shouldn't be eating this stuff or she'll get even bigger and I won't want to do things like this anymore. I started to assure her that this wasn't the case and told her I dated her because I love her for her personality and that I wasn't dating her for looks and that wasn't what attracted me to her. Apparently, this was the worst thing to say because she immediately started crying, asked me why the hell I'd say that, and actually just up and left. I was completely baffled, and when I tried to call her, she refused to pick up and didn't speak to me for a full day. Now she's back home, but she's being extremely short and emotional towards me, and honestly, it's a little unfair. I told a female mate of mine what happened and she said I was a complete idiot to say that and got annoyed at me, but none of my male friends think I did anything wrong, so I'm wondering if it's just her being biased towards another female. I didn't say she was ugly or anything of the sort. To be honest, I'm kind of shocked at the strength of her reaction and a little upset myself to have all my effort pushed back in my face like this. She still is avoiding me and I don't know what I meant to do here. It's like walking on eggshells right now and all I did was try to make her feel better. Am I really the idiot here? Your heart was in the right place, but you are the idiot. Your girlfriend is very self-conscious about her appearance right now and about eating. She feels ugly. You told her that her looks don't matter, so her feelings about her looks don't matter, basically invalidating all the emotion she's going through right now. Not the best response. Also, your female friend didn't side with her just because she's a girl, but because she saw it from your girlfriend's perspective. You need to straight out say you find her gorgeous, without the whatever size your thing on the end. Never refer to the size in her presence, sounds like she has some issues, keep doing what you're doing, but just don't mention size, ever. She needs to get her head sorted out with regards to her body, you can help by being there for her, but it sounds like it's her problem she needs to sort out. For this specific issue, tell her she's gorgeous, you love her mind and body, you're sorry you upset her, it wasn't your intention. Good luck, no idiots here. Not the idiot, but it doesn't matter because there's something else going on here and you need to get her to talk about it. I don't think you heard me correctly, or maybe I didn't say it in the best way, but you need to listen to me now and stop shutting me out. I am with you because of your personality, your laugh, your patience, your kindness. I don't care what you look like on the outside, because I know what you look like on the inside, and that makes you beautiful and desirable to me. End of story. If you want to get angry about that, I don't know what to say to you. So I, 44, go to my local gym, UK, every morning at 7 AM. There are 2 car parks, a smaller one directly in front of the gym, and a huge overflow one about 200 meters away, around the corner from the door. If I happen to go to the gym at any other time other than my early morning slot, I generally head for the overflow car park, as the nearer car park is always full, and the overflow is almost always practically empty. However, at my regular early time, the gym is quiet and I can just park near the gym. When I have finished in the gym, I sit in the car and have a coffee and some porridge I take with me before I go to work. By this time, the car park is full. This morning, a couple in a big wagon pulled up opposite where I was sat eating and basically just stared at me, waiting for me to move. I didn't want to make eye contact, so I carried on eating. After a couple of minutes, there is a tap on my window, which I wind down, and the woman asks me if I'm nearly finished. I tell her that I'm having my breakfast and then I will leave, but if they go around the corner there is a large car park with plenty of space. She says no, they like to park here, and continues to stare at me for a response. So I just return to my porridge, and after a minute or so, she turns around and leaves, making huffing noises, and the wagon drives off aggressively round the corner. I might add, these are not handicap spaces or child spaces, there are some of those, and they were empty. It's my opinion that if you are coming to the gym, surely you are capable of walking an extra 200 meters. I can't eat my breakfast in the gym, there is a cafe, but purchasing their food every day is not practical. So in the context of car park etiquette, am I the idiot? Sounds like she was being a real idiot, but I gotta go with everyone's the idiot here. It really is annoying as hell to see someone sitting in a parking lot taking up room when they don't have any need to be there. I have eaten in my car before, but I always park at the back or somewhere that is out of the way. In a small parking lot like that, it's just rude to take up space unnecessarily. I'm also surprised by all of the not the idiots in this thread, but reading through most of them it seems like most are just basing it off of I was here first entitlement. I've had this exact conversation with people in the Costco parking lot more times than I can count. Look, I want to eat my freaking hot dog in the privacy and comfort of my own car, not at a filthy picnic table with screaming kids surrounding me. I'm not taking any more time in the parking spot than if I wasn't eating in my car. Not the idiot. I've got so far as to finish eating, then get back out of the car and go get some frozen yogurt if someone pisses me off enough. Everyone's the idiot here, though it technically is your spot since you were the first. You have clearly stated there is an issue with available parking. The spot is for when you are at the gym, not for you to sit and eat your breakfast every morning afterwards. Although, I do believe this woman is being a bit entitled as well for coming up to you and tapping on your window requesting you to move. There are extra spots she can take farther away. I agree with you, but you also are being entitled as well by hogging up one of the closer spots every single morning while eating your breakfast. I don't really know where to start, but my dad died. He, my mom, and 3 out of 4 of my siblings stopped talking to me about 7 years ago because I decided to leave the Mormon church. That's literally all I did. I wasn't vocal about my disbelief. I didn't try to get them to see my way. I just had my name removed from the church records and they decided not to talk to me besides to send me talks from their prophet about how I'm not going to be in heaven with them. I still love my family very deeply and would be lying if I said I didn't miss them every day and would probably have just pretended I still believed and stayed in the church if I knew I would be disowned by them. I got a freaking text, this morning from my sister saying that my dad died last Saturday and was doing me a courtesy by telling me in person so I wouldn't find out through Facebook. I asked when the funeral was and got a call from my uncle that went like this. You aren't invited to the funeral, don't show up and embarrass your family and cause your mother any more grief. That's not fair, he was. End of call. And now I'm being texts from my other siblings saying that I can always see dad again one day if I come back to church and I just don't know what to do. I'm just kind of heartbroken. I know I wasn't his favorite person when he had died, but goodness sakes I'm still his daughter. He was my dad, he taught me to ride a bike and to cook and how to shoot a gun. He was there through my first breakup and when I graduated and when I moved into my first apartment. I still love him. I had hopes of reconciliation and had dreamed of him walking me down the aisle one day. But now I can't even say goodbye to them because I decided I don't believe in their God. The funeral is Friday and I really want to be there. I'm grieving too. Would I be the idiot if I went? Since your father was included in the list of people who stopped talking to you, I think it's safe to assume that his wishes would be to not have you at his funeral. I am so sorry for your loss. I can't even begin to imagine what a heartbreaking situation this is for you. I would suggest that while it might seem like it would provide you with closure, it doesn't sound like it will be a safe place for you to grieve. I suggest you gather some of your closest friends for a wake or dinner out where they can support you and you can tell stories about the father you once had. Not the idiot. I left the church myself and it is situations like these that make me hate it with such a passion. Your family has chosen to use religion as an excuse to neglect and abuse you by shunning you. You have every right to attend your father's funeral. No need to talk to anyone there, you are there to grieve in your own way. Don't let their abuse prevent you from getting closure and know that there are a lot of people who support you, even if we don't know you personally. And now I'm being texts from my other siblings saying that I can always see dad again one day if I come back to church and I just don't know what to do. These are the worst people on the planet. Not the idiot, I'd say go to the funeral to spite these idiots, but I don't think that would be particularly emotionally healthy. Whatever you think will help you most, but I don't think you should respect your family's wishes. Show up right when the service starts and leave right when it ends. Don't talk to anyone. That's what I would do.